Arsenal at home against Fulham tomorrow. Mesut Ozil will be assessed in the morning as to whether or not he'll be in the squad. What's going on with Ozil? Raf, we're hearing reports he's turned down the possibility of going out on loan. What can you tell us?
Well, I'm not sure if there was a possibility, but he is absolutely adamant that he does not want to go on loan. He's just signed a new deal 12 months ago for a lot of money, as we all know, and he wants to play for Arsenal. Now, the question is, what does Emery want to do with him? So far, Emery, as far as I know, has been consistent in the message that he's put out openly, i.e. he's being left out for tactical reasons in one or two games, and saying the same thing to the player. So, at least from Mesut Ozil's perspective, as far as I understand, there's no sense that he's totally out of the picture or, you know, is being edged out. It really has been about the manager making that decision on a game-by-game basis. Now, you'd expect him, if he recovers from that knock he picked up against Brighton on Boxing Day, that he would, of course, play against Fulham. That's the sort of game where, at home, Mesut Ozil really helps you to get the 3 points that you need to get. But I'm not quite sure, and I don't know if Emery himself knows, what the sort of the end game here is. Is he trying to push Mesut out? I think it's going to be very difficult with the contract he has. Or is it just sort of a message being sent to him that he has to try harder? Or is it really, on the face value, what we've been telling, that he's just going to play him for once, for a few games, and not play him away from home and some against some of the bigger teams, and that's just going to be the reality for him, and he might have to get used to it.
Has he still got something to offer Arsenal then, Raf? Can you just have that luxury of just playing at home, then away when it comes against a team that's going to kick you, you don't play him? Well, I think he has still got a lot to offer, because you still have to find ways to beat those 10 sort of smaller sides over the course of 20 games to get those 60 points that really build the platform for you for the season. And there are few players who are as good as finding that last ball and playing through these guys who, as you all know, especially at the Emirates, just turn up in 2 rows of 4 or 4 and 5 and just sit there and wait for things to happen. So I think it works. The question is, you know, does it work when you put him on the wing? Does it work when you go away from home? Does Emery need to get a closer idea of what he wants to do? Because it's not just Mesut, I think. I mean, you look at Emery's game plan, you look at the players that he has, and you still feel that they're not quite on the same page. And I think this is a process. And I think Mesut believes that he still has a chance to become an integral part of this new Arsenal that is being built. But it might be more on a bit-part basis, as Emery is finding his sort of best solution and best 11 for all occasions. You've been a big defender of him in the past, Stevie.
Mesut Ozil's not a bit-part guy. I mean, seriously. There's no way Mesut Ozil is going to be anywhere near accepting of his manager, Emery, saying, well, we're not playing this week for tactical reasons. I mean, this is not a young player we're talking about who's on his way up in the game. We're talking about Mesut Ozil here. He has to get away from Arsenal. There's no question.
But who's going to pay those wages?
It really comes down to Mesut Ozil. Is he prepared to take a drop? Because he might sit there and his agent might go, well, we're going to sit this out. But Mesut Ozil didn't do the things in his career he did by being a guy who just accepted things. The guy's a proper player. He doesn't deserve to be sitting on the bench. And this nonsense that keeps getting pulled up of, is he trying hard enough? Can Emery get him to try harder? Absolute nonsense. He needs to get away, no question.
I think Arsenal need Mesut Ozil to get away as well, and I think it'll be an investment, a worthwhile investment for them to pick up a part of his wages, because I think Ozil sitting there on the money that he's on is not just an expensive part-time player, but it also becomes a distraction. If you want to look at the likes of Aaron Ramsey, who's coming up for a contract renewal, Mesut Ozil and what he's earning all of a sudden is the target. How close can I get to Mesut Ozil? If Unai Emery goes out and wants to buy a big star in world football, they're going to be asking for what Mesut Ozil is on. As long as Ozil is at Arsenal, that's going to be the yardstick. And that's unsustainable as far as Arsenal are concerned.
So Arsenal-Fulham tomorrow, it's also Cardiff-Spurs. They won't, will they?
Who, Cardiff?
No, Spurs won't drop points against Cardiff.
No, they were